for a bit. My internet's back online. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to get the stream is going to come online very soon. Hopefully we didn't lose too much there with the delays and such.
Nah, it should be fine. They'll still be waiting. They'll miss one kill. Hey guys, you missed a hook shot kill. Get over it. It's okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Usually it doesn't happen with my internet, but you know.
It was a hook shot kill on a Jakiro. I would not worry too much about it. Game, it's not really going to make that big of a difference. Illinois are not falling farther behind by losing the Jakiro. It's just it's you know, it doesn't actually make an impact if that hero dies. It only makes an impact if they're able to make kills. So I'll go ahead and continue to do a little bit of a play-by-play because I know you got some of your hands full here. Down in the jungle, you actually see there's no vision at all defensively here for Illinois. And they do have aggressive vision starting to creep into their territory. They also have a lot of heroes very desperately trying to farm. Faceless Void only has 1,400 towards that 2,200 cost Demon Edge to finish up his first item. Wraith has nothing.
I guess he's going for an urn?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go, into a urn. I don't honestly know why. They're not getting enough kills to warrant it at this juncture. He's not even going to get charges if things continue the way they are.
It's not like they need a Spirit Vessel either in this game.
Right, and they don't have any super high HP heroes, and neither do their opponents, right? The percentage-based aspect of Spirit Vessel is one of them.
Oh, here's going to be a glimpse over on Dead. It is just going to be support taking down. Looks like, but they want to defend him, though. Can they actually do this? No. Yeah, it's better to just back off.
They're actually going to get their stacks snaked here if they're not careful.
Oh, no, you're right. This is actually a triple stack here, and also a 2-stack on the Ancient as well. Sniper would love to take that. Looks like they're posturing here for it, and actually it's Blink coming in for Suibaba. Here comes a split as well. Mr. Feed trying to go in to help, but the Cyclone is going to keep him from doing that. Suibaba is just going to Dark Rift himself out there. Mr. Feed now going to be going down for the first time. Here is the Reincarnation coming out, but I don't think his teammates are going to come to the rescue. And there's the second kill.
Yeah, now they're going to steal these stacks as well, which is us. That is, you know, everything these guys had in the world. Yeah. They were going in with the 25 cents to buy the Willy Wonka chocolate bar, and they came away without it. They didn't even get the chocolate, man. Somebody stomped on their foot outside the store and went in and took the chocolate from them.
And even took their change out of their pocket as well.
I know, it's nothing.
And they got paid for the hospital bill afterwards because they got beat up.
Poor Charlie Bucket. That is a much darker version of that story.
And Yuko finally finished with his Battle Fury, but he got no stacks to clear.
And Battle Fury also doesn't really give him any damage at this juncture in the game. Like, the only reason that it's valuable is because it allows him to farm faster. Yeah, it does give him his right click a little bit of damage, but the majority of Faceless Void's actual damage at this juncture in the game is going to be coming from the magical damage from Time Lock. It's 125 damage every 4 attacks on average. If you get more attack speed at this juncture in the game, you actually increase your single target damage much more effectively than getting plus 45 damage onto every attack. So it also diversifies.
Mr. Feet going into me. Seems a little bit aggressive, but they gotta do something to catch up in this game. They Half-Life game blown up, but no follow-up afterwards. A great place for Chronosphere, but Yuko just was not in position for that initiation.
Yeah, and he wasn't willing to time walk forward and try to grab one hero. They need to smoke up maybe and go find something. Yuko spending time farming is not doing them any favors right now.
Yeah, I think Mr. Feed blew, he kind of pushed the trigger a little bit too fast in that gank because he was standing on top of the sniper just with an Invis rune. I think he got a little bit antsy there.
Yeah, they are trying to catch back up on stacking, right? The puck is going to clear some of the stacks, but they are stacking at least 2 camps every minute, try to get some catch up. I would be very surprised if they don't lose a tier 2 or win a fight during the next, say, 90 seconds, because Texas has no reason to be winning right now other than they want to keep taking these stacks away.
Yeah, I mean, they're desperately trying to farm their jungle. And then he's kind of trying to share between, like, 3 heroes as well. Underlord wants some, Faces Void wants some, Puck wants some. And they can't really push out too far into these lanes either because they have a disruptor they gotta worry about, and of course a clockwork as well. There's so much things to worry about this game.
Yeah, something else to keep in mind is that a pretty typical Puck build is going to have him going for Boots of Travel next, probably. If not Boots of Travel next, then Boots of Travel soon. The boots of travel are only really that useful if you have somewhere to teleport. And if
Oh,
they
you're
have
right.
lost all control of the map, how far is he going to go? He's not going to be able to split push effectively with those because his creeps aren't going to be out far in the map. They're going to just be kind of bottled up in their base. And that's a, you know, a $2,000 waste of gold that only becomes valuable if you've already started winning fights.
Do you think it would be better for him to just finish a power treads and go into a Yules instead?
Yeah, well, maybe just go straight into the Yules
Yeah.
and use the movement speed that comes from the Yules Windlace.
Yeah.
And then after that, maybe play it by ear. At that point in time, it might be worth him just trying to go into a Sheepstick or even a Dagon instead of going into the Boots of Travel, assuming that they haven't started to take the lead by that point.
Yeah, Dagon could work this game. They do need some way to blow up this sniper, and their team is really poorly equipped at dealing with sniper, except for the puck.
Right. But Puck is the only one who's really able to close the distance, and in theory, eventually the Faceless Void will be able to as well. But until the Faceless Void is able to get a BKB, he's never likely to be able to keep a sustainable gap.
Mr. Ficus comes back. He's going to have Reincarnation ready here. Let's see if they don't catch him twice. Suibaba pops his Dark Rift kind of preemptively here. Not sure if they needed that one. And Master finds illusions and get harassed out by them.
Yeah, and I don't really know what they do here unless they get a good Chronosphere. And I don't think we've seen a Chronosphere yet this game.
We saw one in the
are
mid
they
lane,
doing?
which was a complete botched one where they just lost the fight afterwards.
And just look at this. Nobody has absolutely no fear.
Here comes a glimpse as well. They find Maximo from the side. They actually get a nice pincer here. Can they find nobody? He actually snaps a Dream Coil. That was a very awkward position. Yuko didn't go in there with some of the bashes as well. So much needed 2 kills going there. Yuko trapped on that cliff. Weird. Oh, that is actually a cliff. I never realized. Huh.
Yeah, there's a little teeny tiny cliff that's on the north side of that, and you don't ever see it because you never have your camera facing from that angle.
Yeah. The first time I realized, Yuko was kind of confused himself as well. Why can't I walk away from this after, you know, time walking onto it? And then he realized that was a cliff. Today I learned that.
That said, I don't think that that's really what he's concerned about right now. The fact that they managed to get that Razor puts them a little bit back in this game.
Yeah.
Not, you know, in such a way that they're really super likely to win, but in such a way that they have hope. They are about 12,000 net worth deficit at 22 minutes. That is a really tough pill to swallow. But the fact that Razor is getting overconfident tells you that your opponents are not perfect and they might give you opportunities. For example, opportunities for a perfect Chronosphere Macro Pyre combination that we have been waiting all game to see.
And also, this Brewmaster is ridiculously fed right now. Top of the net worth right now with 1100 gold. Actually, a hook shot into the mid lane. It is going to Jakiro yet again. He does lay down a macro pyre before he dies, but Heroic Chopstick again with a solo kill.
Yeah, you can just throw that macro pyre down. It's only like a 60-second cooldown. Who cares? It didn't really do anything there, but, you know, just in case.
Yeah. If there's a team fight, your team might be able to utilize it.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it was clearly a panic cast, but yeah, I don't think it really hurt him, man.
Yeah.
Boy, Brewmaster's sitting on top of Radiant, so now this Faceless Void is going to have that miss chance as well,
Ugh, yikes.
even if he gets the Chronosphere up. So, once again, they're basically...
They actually find the Disruptor somewhere. Looks like he was warding and he got found by that Wraith King.
That's nice. It is a good grab. It's not going to win them the game, but it will slow this push. This is not going to become a high ground push now.
Yeah. Mr. Feed still posturing aggressively. It is only a level 1 ulti he has, so he's still on cooldown. Yuko, time walking in. He doesn't commit to Chronosphere, but they might look for something on Lucas here. Lucas blinks out. He is very fast. Level 17.
Here we go.
Oh, here's a damage drain coming out onto Yuko. He isn't going to break it yet. Oh my, 140 damage already being drained away, so they can't use a Chronosphere just yet. He will have no damage. Sounds coming up from the Puck. He does get out. So, Puck being Puck. Looks like they're just going to chase. Like, not much is going to come out of this right now. Dead. Pushing himself a little bit kind of dangerously, but Clockwork is nowhere to be found, so he's okay.
Yeah, the real problem here, right, is
Mr. Feed finds Lucas again. These are some just awkward engage and disengage. Here going with Glimpse. He's going to pay the price this time. He does have the Reincarnation up and the mana to use it just barely. Oh, can they keep the Brewmaster silence long enough? He actually isn't splitting just yet. He's going to be holding on to that as long as he can. Mr. Feet, oh, he actually used a stun, which means he has no reincarnation. Not sure if he realized that. Here's going to be the hook shot coming out to stun that puck. Did I see a Dagon there? There is a Dagon on the clockwork. Dead being glimpsed backwards. And finally, the split being committed here. Dead is going to be dead. And the Cyclone giving the Suibaba around just long enough. Is there going to be a Chronosphere finally? He actually used it before. Looks like I missed it. If they do find the Razor kill, Maximo is really slow with that 4 times time dilation here. And Yuko actually coming online here. Lucas now. He's just going to walk away. Yuko knows he won't be able to catch that up with all the mischance coming out. But there is a TP coming from Mr. Feed. And yeah, I don't think he should chase after this Brewmaster. And he's just going to go ward or farm or do whatever support raking does.
Yeah, that is a very big swing for them. They did manage to stave off the push, and additionally they got themselves about a 3,000 net worth swing in their favor, which at this stage in the game is a really big deal, because that, like you said, that raking is having trouble coming online and has just really started to see some activity. He really desperately needs this BKB.
Yeah, BKB will go a long way, of course, you know, preventing that mischance, at least from the Radiance, will be increasing his damage quite a bit just from that. Yeah, he does have that Manta style finish as well, which will help his damage, but no Diffusal. I'm not sure if Base's Voids build Diffusal anymore either, but can help their damage with the Manta style.
Yeah, I do see it once in a while. It does help you close gaps, which is very important on Void if you don't want to use your time walk early, like prematurely. And also the combination with the Manta style really increases your damage potential to blow somebody up.
Yeah.
But you know, that said, it's not nearly as common now as it was when you were able to purge. Battle Fury is probably the most common damage item on Faceless Void right now. I just, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that build. It just doesn't make this game easy based on the drafts that's happened here.
Yeah. So it looks like Puck did skip that Foods of Travels and did go buy the Yules instead. So as you recommended, looks like he did agree. Mr. Feed trying to clear the sentry, but he's just a poor melee support. They just denied the sentry. There's really no point in doing that, but it just goes down anyways.
You gotta get in their heads, man. Get in their heads.
Is there even XP for getting sentries?
There's like 25, maybe. It's not enough at this stage to care about.
Yeah. So it looks like there is a Roshan attempt here. If Illinois know this is going on, they could do something here with a great Chronosphere, but I don't think they do. And without all 5 there, there's no way they won't be able to take this fight.
Yeah, well, you know, if they come in with a Chronosphere and a Macropyre and a net, whatever, this is the perfect opportunity for them to fight, but they are not prepared to do it. They're all over the map. The fact that this team is so wombo combo based, like they are 100% based around fighting these big AoE engagements, they are sure missing a lot of opportunities for choke point engagements.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to find Yuko here. That's a perfect target to find. Top of the net worth list right now, and the damage is going to be there. Even the hookshot being committed to keep him around. And that is going to be the kill they need to head high ground. No more Chronosphere to worry about.
Yeah, and they also have no buyback on the Faceless Void, because he did buy his Black King bar.
Oh man, he had a BKB there as well. Looks like he thought he wasn't going to be able to get out, so didn't use a BKB.
He bought it when he died. I think he just bought it.
Oh, after dying?
Yeah.
Oh no. So
Which does not make sense, right?
High ground push is coming out now. Oh, and the glimpse as well. You're never safe from this disruptor, but the invisibility is going to keep himself for the time being. He is able to get his spells off before he goes down. Just taking this bit of damage, but he still has a split. Buyback coming out from the Underlord. He is going to be joining the fight very shortly.
Yo, I mean, at least Underlord saved buyback. There's still 25 seconds before the Faceless Void is up.
Master doing a lot of damage to the sniper. He still has the Aegis, however. The split finally being committed, and the tier 3 does fall. Mr. Feed throwing out the Raid Fire Blast, just being a little bit annoying. Cyclone coming out to deal with that puck, the only one who is actually doing damage on this team at the moment. 4 seconds until the face is void. They might want to turn it around here. Doesn't want. Oh, he does not commit to the illusory orb. He might be able to kill that. Actually, with just an Aegis, probably not. Oh, actually, Dark Rift into the shrine here. Yuko even TPs in. He pops his BKB, I think, a little bit prematurely. Can they at least get this one kill? Please say yes. And Jakiro is going to be there. But that is only one kill for 10-second BKB usage by Yuko.
Yeah, talk about a Pyrrhic victory, and that BKB didn't really do very much for him at all. Like, they still would have gotten the kill without it. You know, the thing that you got to keep in mind when you're playing against a Brewmaster and a Sniper and a Razor is that if you make one positioning error, they're going to take buildings. They're going to take objectives. We might see Razor die here, actually. Yeah, he's probably dead.
Yeah, they find him. Chronosphere was used. Can they get a couple more hits? It actually evades coming out from the amulet evasion, but Yuko gets that solo kill. No supports are going to be around to be able to help him out. Disruptor does show his face, but he's a little too late.
Yeah, but ultimately, back to the problem at hand. You know, at this stage in the game, with this kind of a level advantage, this kind of a positioning advantage, that Brewmaster can just sit up there and crank on those buildings. When you get him low, he just ults. And now he's got a unit that does 270 bonus damage to buildings. So the second you actually engage the Brewmaster and give him a reason to primal split, that's when you're in real trouble.
Yeah.
So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. There's no way to win with the Sniper on the back line cranking on those buildings too.
He even
Like,
has
you
an
really
Egg
don't know how
Scepter
they're
now
gonna fight.
as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which means he's going to be able to blind people while in his spirit form, as well as do the thunderclaps and all the other crazy things that Brewmaster usually does.
Yeah, and all of that is just garnish. He doesn't even really need it, if I'm being honest, because at this stage in the game, all they got to do is get together as 5 and go plow down those buildings. The only thing that can stop them is a good, you know, AoE combo. That Dream Coil, that into the Chronosphere, into the Pit of Malice, into the Ice Path with the Macro Pyre on top. Like, those are really the only situations that I can see these fights consistently going the way of the defender here for Illinois.
So we do see the net worth being a just consistent slope upwards here. There's a slight dip there at the end when the Faceless Void took that Razor's life, but still sitting at about 14,000 net worth lead here for UT Austin. It's a pretty hard lead to close, but iMaster doing the best he can as the puck, cutting the lanes deep around tier 2 of UT Austin. But they still have one lane of creep, which can do a lot of damage to tower with.
Yeah, you don't need the creeps at all. You just need the backdoor protection down, right? And that backdoor protection is going to remain down for a few seconds here, and they're going to be able to get this tower before it goes back up.
Split coming out as well.
You can tell that they really just want to be able to get as much damage onto these things as possible. They use the split, get that extra 270 demolish damage from the Earth Spirit, and like, yeah, they just leave it on there while the rest of the team is fighting. And
Mr.
they
Feet
don't
does
even
get the
necessarily
reincarnation
lose
off, slowing everyone. But here comes the Chronosphere. It does miss a sniper, though. That'll be the target he want to find. He just kills a disruptor instead, now taking a huge amount of damage. He finally jumps onto the sniper, gets the bash, though. That's what he's looking for. Lucas now the target. He doesn't have his play. He did blow a little bit too early. Maybe a little bit too cocky here. Yuko carrying his team, the only hope for Illinois. He's pulling it out, closing the net worth gap. That fight was a 4K or around 5K actually goal swing there.
Yeah, but that means they're still 11K behind. I don't want to overstate that victory. I mean, that was a good combo. They did manage to take that, and that's what we've been saying. They need to be coordinating as a team with all of these spells in order to get it, but they lost to tier 3. They can't afford to make that trade. Like, they have one more tier 3 to make that trade with, and then maybe 2 sets of racks.
Oh, Erotic Chopstick going for another solo kill onto Dead, though, but the Ancient was blocking his hook shot. Now Mr. Feed kind of knows he's there. Looks like he's looking for something. Oh, this Dragon's got to watch out. Is he paying attention? He's kind of sleeping on the wheel there. He's going to get clogged up. He's going to force himself out. He's going to Ice Path him. Mr. Feet is here to help his support buddy, but this Erotic Chopstick is so fed. Can they even do anything? Even a Dark Rift coming out trying to chase him. A puck TPing in. Erotic Chopstick, you'll pay for your sins. Or will you? Actually, Glimpse sends the Underlord back to bot lane. He's going to push some towers with this. Actually, that tower is already even taken. Mr. Feet getting shocked up a little bit, but no. UT Austin, they're there to back up their homie. Erotic Chopstick's going to be okay.
Yeah, and the Brewmaster's back up, and they can just do it again. Like, these guys can meat grinder their way to a victory if they don't overdo it. By that, I mean they can afford to just go high ground, take objectives, and lose fights. UT don't even need to be winning fights to be winning the game at this point because they have such a positional advantage. They've only lost one Tier 1 tower. Now, that said, if they do overdo it, the momentum spring is going to catch them off guard. Because their opponents, if they get one tower, they're going to get 2 towers, guaranteed, every time. And the respawn times are long enough now that if you do feed in 5, you're going to find yourself losing barracks faster.
Oh, Chronosphere actually used onto Sniper. Solo kill here. Oh, the dodge is going to be there, but it's not going to be enough. Yuko now turns into Lucas. Yuko, he is trying his best. Glimpse back. Oh, but there's a BKB there. He's going to TP out, but the hook shot is there on invisible clockwork. He's going to try to time walk away, but he's going to pay the price. No, the Grim Coil is there to cover him. Yuko is going to stand his ground and fight. This might be a mistake. He does have the time walk too, to get a lot of life back. Heroic Chopstick is finally going to go down. Now, nobody's draining away his damage, but Yuko is going to be able to break that. And a great ice path to secure his escape. Mr. Feed, no, he's not going to want to engage anymore here. The split does end as well. Yuko doing everything he can trying to pull this out of the bag. Mr. Feed does get glimpsed back. Do they want to keep chasing? Master does close the gap, but he's burning to his radiance. Oh, Maximo is going to be able to dodge that silence. They find Lucas. He has 64 seconds still left on that split, so he won't be able to get this out, get out of here very easily. Stun is going to be able to go there. 3 go down, and now only a 5k lead for UT Austin. We might have a comeback on our hands here.
That was exactly what you need to see from Illinois. So in the beginning of that fight, I was sitting here talking about how UT can afford to meat grinder and just throw themselves at objectives. And the only way you stop that from happening if you're Illinois is you go out and you kill them before they get to the objectives. You don't let them trade their bodies for objectives. You make them take fights outside of it so that even if you lose or trade even, you're stopping them from being able to push effectively. And the fact that they were able
to nobody.
Favorable trade.
Can they get him? No Pit of Malice. Glimpse there to cover his escape as well. But yeah, another Tier 1 being finally taken at 31 minutes by Illinois. And as you mentioned, the thing about that kind of slippery slope factor when you don't realize how fast you fall behind and how fast teams do come back is that, we have these convenience of being able to see all these graphs and net worths on us, but the players obviously don't see that, and it's something that you feel as well when you play a game of Dota. When you get come back on yourself, you're like, how'd they come back? And you have to watch the replays. It's like, oh my god, they actually took them like net worth lead like 10 minutes before I even thought they had the net worth lead.
Yeah, and that is, one of the true tests of game awareness, right? Is do you have a sense of how much net worth in deficit or in lead you are at any given moment? Most players don't.
Yeah.
But you can sit down in a game if you're really used to analyzing what everything means in terms of kills and space and how much somebody should be getting and looking at their items. You should be able to say, like, oh, I think my team has about a 10k net lead. I think my team has about a 5k net lead. You need a really good in-game leader who's able to do those calculations so that like, okay, if we throw this fight, like, they're going to get another 4k off of us, and we're no longer going to have an item advantage if we say buyback.
Yeah, speaking of which, finally Illinois actually took the kill lead here. The score is sitting at 22-24 right now. So this game feels quite even now. 5k net worth lead, not an insurmountable lead now at all.
Yeah, and UT can't take this Roche right now because I very, very much doubt that Illinois is going to let them. Last time they took Roche, Illinois was all scattered, but now they have every reason to be watching and to be prepared, and they have all these AoE skills. Man, as soon as you see that, you just leave.
Yeah.
You just leave. You can't fight in that small area. A Chronosphere will cover the whole damn thing, so will a Dream Coil.
They're just making sure that Illinois do have the vision there, and as soon as they do realize a puck throwing that illusory orb in there, they do wisen up. But looks like they kind of just don't know what else to do right now. What can UT Austin do right now to, I don't know, do anything proactive?
They can smoke. I mean, they do have a smoke on their clockwork. They have vision up. They know where everybody is, So, like, they know that everybody's grouping up together on the south side of this jungle by the ancients, and that Pit Lord is by himself. Excuse me, Underlord. Man, I'm still Dota 1 habits die hard.
Hey man, everyone knows what you're saying when you say Pit Lord. People still say like what Lothars for Shadowblade and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm sorry, everybody. So, you know that the Underlord is by himself right now. Instead of trying to take Roche, have one person sit in the Roche pit to bait and have 4 people go kill that Underlord. Yeah, the Puck has a Boots of Travel, so that might be a 2-on-4. But that's a 2-on-4 that you can win. And then you go take Roche.
Yeah.
This posturing is dangerous. Look, there's even an Invis room here.
Ooh,
Like,
that could be handy. Do they know this is going on? Are they pushing to defend this? Yuko has a TP. They need to go there soon. Oh no, Yuko is TPing him, but it might be too slow. They gotta do something. It's being taken. Can they snatch the Aegis? No, they won't be able to snatch the Aegis. And a big initiation coming out. Master drops the 1-man Dream Coil right now. 2-man trapped in that Cogs. And oh my god, no, not doing so much damage. But 3-man Chronosphere. Yuko's will land on the Sniper. Sniper doesn't go down, but he does have the Aegis. Now it's turning into the size on supports. The 2 supports don't last even a second within that Chronosphere. Nobody now being taken down. Does he have the cheese? No. But the spirits are doing a lot of disruption right now. Master taking a lot of damage. Lucas now being revealed in his true form. Yuko is going to go back in, but Sniper doing so much damage. Can they get the stun? They get the stun, but the Force Staff is going to be there. There's going to be also the Ancients doing so much damage. Mr. F gets the crit to take down the Sniper. This is no longer a support here. And they find the Razor as well. Lucas is still at half life. Can they kick him now? He is a menace right now. Mr. Feet trying to crawl his way out of there. Here's a stun. He does commit for the kill. And they get it. Mr. Feet with a double kill. And now a full 5-man wipe. They even fought through the Aegis and the cheese to win that.
Yeah, I think cheese. Did he actually eat the cheese, or did he pass up? Oh, I guess he did actually eat it. I think he probably should have just held it in his inventory because they were not going to win that fight. But either way, the Prowler up at the Ancients.
Yeah.
Like, that made a big difference. The fact that the Sniper was petrified for 2 seconds of that and was also desecrated throughout that entire fight reduced base armor by 50%.
That's what it does? 50%?
Yeah.
Oh, 50%. No way.
Yeah. And into a Faceless Void who's now swinging in very hard.
Yeah.
He's got a Butterfly now in top of the Manta style, Battle Fury, and BKB that we mentioned, and he's already got another Javelin as well.
I was wondering, like, how Mr. Feet crit is so hard on the raking on the Sniper, but yeah, 50% armor minus is going to do the trick.
Yeah, you really don't want to be accidentally messing around with those Ancient Prowlers.
Yeah.
That Force Staff attempt, I get what he was trying to do. He's trying to bridge this gap here and jump over to get away, but he was really far away from that, and he probably cost himself being able to trade.
I think that was a Hurricane Pike attempt. He tried to Hurricane Pike the Faceless Void away. He was just afraid of the Faceless Void and didn't realize the Prowler was prowling behind him.
See, I thought he was Hurricane Piking himself across the gap, but he was just Hurricane Piking the Void away from him. Yeah, that didn't work out.
Yeah, which would normally work out if that was any other Ancient, I think. He would be able to land 4 shots into Faceless Void, which will do a huge amount of damage.
Yeah. Now that said, they still would have lost the fight.
Yeah.
Probably without that Petrify in place, I think maybe they trade a little bit better because the Sniper would have had an additional maybe 2 seconds of life, which is, a solid 4 or 5 attacks to shoot down that Wraith King or somebody.
Do you think Erotic Chopsticks regret going for this Dagon on this Clockwork?
Yeah, I don't really know what it does. You know what I mean?
I think he took it just as a meme item because he thought the game was in the bag. But yeah, I haven't seen it be really used after the first gank.
Yeah, so Underlord has too much health to use it on. Faceless Void can erase the damage instantly. Puck or Jakiro doesn't matter. Puck is a good target for it, but even he has a pretty decent amount of health now. Yeah. And Wraith King, even if you do hit him with Dagon, he still has a lot of health and he respawns, so it's just not, an Ags would be so much better on this Clockwork, and he'd be zipping around these fights. You know, slowing people down, interrupting people with cogs. He could even interrupt the back lines once the Faceless Void comes in with the Chronosphere, hit everybody behind the Faceless Void and throw down a cogs to cause disruption. And then these Chronospheres would be 1-kill situations instead of 3-kill situations, you know?
Actually, you mentioned UT Austin trying to attempt some smoke plays. We actually haven't seen any smokes from them for a very long time, actually from either teams.
Yeah, and I get why you don't want to smoke up if you're Illinois, because all their vision is very defensive, and if they lose a smoke fight, they lose the game unless everybody has buyback, right? But for UT Austin, they have every reason to, especially until recently, they had very aggressive vision up. They have every single reason to want to control this map and to want to exchange what little advantage they had left for any opportunity. You know, the risk versus reward for them was so much bigger. They also don't have as good of middle ground defense. They have pretty good high ground defense, but they're not going to be pushed high ground unless they die anyway. So just sitting here and waiting is just giving their opponents more time to make this Wraith King into a semi-core. And you can see he's going for Assange now.
Yeah. Now finally we do see the King going maybe pull some damage here. And as you mentioned, I mean, the later this game goes, we might actually have Wraith King turn into full core, which could tip the advantage of the late game team fights over onto Illinois. Of course, that's speaking in terms of, you know, fighting probably like 20 minutes into the future, maybe even longer.
And don't get me wrong, the Brewmaster ultimate is pretty good at any stage in the game, but he falls off a lot in the late game, and so does the Razor. Right, Razor's ability to steal a static amount of damage becomes less and less important as your opponents get more and more armor and relative HP. So yeah, you can crank up to 172 damage, but relative to your opponent's HP pool, you're only going to be doing 2-3% of their overall team's health with those attacks, as compared to earlier in the game when they were ahead, where you steal 172 damage, get some attacks out, you've wiped out like 3 heroes with it, you know?
So we do have some of these level 25 talents coming back on now. Yuko takes a 25% backtrack, which is great because, I mean, he already dodges with that butterfly, but that MKB won't be able to do anything against that backtrack, and 25% is quite a big chance. On top of the fact that he already has the time walk as well.
It's also additive.
That's crazy.
The interaction between the backtrack and the butterfly, so it should be a pure 60% chance to miss. But if they get an MKB, that'll erase, you know, the 35% from butterfly. But as you mentioned, backtrack, that's an old skill from Dota 1 that used to be a main ability on Faceless Void. And the way that it works is that attacks do damage to Faceless Void in a cache, and then that cache rolls an RNG, a 1 through 4 RNG, to determine if it actually takes that HP away. So it's not a traditional miss chance.
I mean, you can also dodge spells with it as well.
Yeah, you can dodge everything, and there's no way to disable it unless you, I think probably if you break him, that would do it, but there's no breaks on this team, right? They're not going to get a silver edge at this point. So basically, effectively, there's no way to stop that backtrack.
So other 25 talent, we have Brewmaster with the minus 65 second on primal split cooldown. So duration being 20 seconds is basically a 15-second cooldown on that spell. Sniper actually surprisingly not level 25 yet. Probably take the shrapnel charges. Could take the attack range, but probably doesn't need any additional attack range like hero.
Yeah, you know, I'm a little torn about that because the attack range would in theory help him stay alive longer, which is obviously good, but Faceless Void is just closing these gaps now. Puck is just closing these gaps now. And Wraith King has a Force Staff as well, so I don't know that that extra attack range is going to do it for him. But against a sustained push, which the hero is going to be able to provide, the attack range gives the sniper much better high ground defense than the shrapnel charges, which will expire, and then you can't use them anymore until they recharge. Even +6 will expire in 2 or 3 waves if you are just forced to constantly use them to knock down creep waves to keep your base afloat.
It's interesting. Actually, Sniper taking the level 20 talent minus 1.5 second assassinate over the 35 knockback distance headshot. What do you think about that? That's a channel time on the assassinate, obviously.
Yeah, I don't honestly know that that's the choice here
Yeah,
because the problem they're having is control in
yeah.
these fights. They don't have any way to control, and the more disruption that they can cause so that both teams feel awkward, the better off they'll be. They're not missing a lot of kills because Sniper's alive somewhere, and there's a hero that's sauntering away with 200 health, right? They're missing kills because Sniper's not alive somewhere,
Hmm.
and the rest of his team is shortly following.
So the Roshan does come back up. This is the refresher as well. The Illinois would love to have a refresher on the Chronosphere. If they
Yeah,
can
and
get their
I did
hands
just
on it.
look up the stats on that. I didn't know the stats on that off the top of my head, but
Mhm.
in pubs, 4 in 5 players pick the knockback defense,
Yep.
and it wins 53% of the time. Whereas
Right.
1 in 5 players pick shrapnel, and it only wins 48.9% of the time.
Right. So
So a
one's
much worse
definitely
track
more
record.
popular and
Yeah.
more successful as well.
Yeah, typically also when you see one that has a very low pick rate, the win rate is inflated because
Yeah.
it usually means like this is situational and
Yeah.
you're only picking in situations where it helps you. That isn't the case here. I guess I can see the argument where it's got a low pick rate and a low win rate because it's situational, and that situation is maybe it helps you come back from deficits, which means that you're only picking it when you're already likely to lose.
Aegon and Scepter Sniper also help that as well if you're going for a meme build in pubs.
Right. Yeah. So it's, you know, the that is not a necessarily a correlation that is a causality, but it does reinforce the idea that maybe a standard player would think about going for that knockback.
So what do you think about this? I thought the Razor was going to go for the 100 attack speed at level 25. Decides to go for the -3 second unstable current interval, which puts it down to 5 second per interval. Actually, much shorter. It looks like it's 2 seconds. It's not displaying properly.
Let's see. So it should no, it should be a 5.
It should be a 5,
interval,
yeah.
right?
Let me just see it happen again. Come on, get close to a mini. No, he's not going to get close to any creeps for me to check it again. But yeah, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I can buy that here
Yeah.
in this particular case, especially in the Chronosphere, right? You want to be able to
Right.
to do as much as you possibly can when you aren't able to act. So that damage that comes out into the Chronosphere, you know, deters the void from moving on to the Razor potentially. Eh, And you have Razor in the Chronosphere and you're targeting somebody else, which means the Razor is going to have a chance to deal some damage after, or the Razor's outside the Chronosphere stealing your damage. I do think the Unstable Current can work pretty well here. I don't think either of them was necessarily a bad or wrong choice, though. You know, it really
It's
comes down to what
actually
the player
no, it
wants.
is actually a 2 second interval because
Wow,
I
really?
just saw it on cooldown while he's using it. Yeah, it zaps every 2 seconds. So the tooltip is a little bit wrong there. Yeah, that's actually quite good.
Yeah, I mean, in a Chronosphere, that's really good, right?
Yeah.
You're going to be able to get. God, how much is that? It's like 200 damage per interval or something. I should probably just look at the tooltip, but
190 and 2 seconds slow of I don't know however long it slows for, but 2 seconds slow and slow amount is or just 40, but it also
So-
applies basic dispel.
190, you're talking about 500-ish damage over the course of a Chronosphere if that Faceless Void moves on you in the Chronosphere. He's only got 2360. So unless he backtracks some of that, you know, you're talking taking out about 10% of his health, a little over 10% of his health during his own spell, not including any additional damage that goes out. That's a pretty good deterrent. Now, that said, it's only a deterrent if his opponent actually knows that that's the case. So they actually have to kill the Faceless Void or at least significantly damage the Faceless Void with that mechanic before the Void is going to think about attacking somebody else. We'll see if it actually works out that way or not.
So now an 11k an hour for Illinois. Man, the game has really turned on. And a refresher orb being purchased by Yuko. So we do have refresher Chronosphere available. I do believe he has the mana to use it. He do have the mana to use it. But he's got to make sure
I mean,
he
that
does
could
have
just
enough.
be a game win right
Yeah.
there, to be quite honest. He also has the Shadow Blade available, so what he'll probably do is Shadow Blade up, then put the refresher into that Shadow Blade spot
Yep.
and engage from invisibility with the refresher ready to go. Once he engages from invisibility, he is just going to basically wipe out a team over the course of 2 chronospheres. If they execute this right, I don't think that there's any way to deal with it without having if it hasn't been revealed yet, which it hasn't been.
And of course, buyback is available for every hero except for the poor Disruptor, who still needs 1,400 gold to get that online.
Yeah, that's gonna take quite a while at this pace, because you're not really able to go out and get any farm at this stage in the game. You just have to wait for your opponents to push stuff up to you, and a lot of those creeps are going to actually, fall in atrophy on their way over.
So Roshan being attempted now by nobody. He is doing, I mean, there's no response yet from any of the
they're
other
all
heroes.
right here though. This is a really questionable, just like the last Rosh. I don't see why these guys feel the need to put themselves out there and try to sneak it. What they should probably do is wait for their opponents to try and go for it, and then pick somebody off the back line. Get that Chronosphere to be used on one hero, and then have the rest of the 4 heroes engaged or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's really, though, to be fair, it's easy for us to sit here and be critical in the caster's chairs.
When we can see everything.
Right. They screwed up so badly earlier in this game that they really don't have good options anymore.
Yeah.
So you got to keep that in mind. Like, yeah, they did this to themselves because they did not go for the throat when they had the opportunity.
Yeah.
But you kind of got a feel for them. At this point, the options are pretty limited. And by the way, buyback on everybody in the game except Disruptor and Clockwork, so nobody's taking any chances right now.
Yeah, especially with the Clockwork had it just a moment ago, but now, yeah, it looks like he did buy something out. He actually probably bought the Egg Scepter. Yeah, it's probably worth it to buy that out.
Yeah, he needed that a long time ago. This Dagon, God, and he even upgraded the Dagon to level 2 at one point. Yeah. There's just no need for that. It's not getting him anything. He also, by the way, does not have a Blade Mail. I don't think I've ever seen a Clockwork build with no Blade Mail.
Yeah, this Dagon should be a Blade Mail, right? I mean, that's the price of memeing in an official game, I guess.
Yeah, but you can always, like, the price you sell a Dagon level 2, you're going to get almost enough to just buy a Blade Mail right out.
Oh, that's probably
a pretty expensive
right,
item. You know what? Just get rid of it. Get a Blade Mail on you. Throw some cogs in the middle of these fights and punish. I understand that if you get caught in a Chronosphere, you can't use that Blade Mail anyway, so maybe you're thinking like, oh, what's the point? But there's a lot of these fights where that Clockwork is not in the Chronosphere, or at least not dying.
Oh, Yuko might find Nona here in the mid lane. Oh my god, the damage is so huge. That is a sniper assassinated, deleted out of the map, and the Roshan gets pinged immediately.
Yeah, they probably honestly don't even need to Rosh. They could probably go high ground because they do have that refresher, but the buyback immediately out of the sniper, everybody knows what's going on. Fortunately for the Radiant side here for UT, they do have a nice TP anchor, and there is no vision of their shrine for some reason. So I don't know that these guys are going to be able to go into Rosh, but they will be able to if Yuko's able to get a second good Chronosphere. And this is the moment where if you're UT, you hope that you have a captain or a player who's very good about checking inventories, because Yuko has revealed that he has that refresher, but he hasn't actually used it. So if nobody's checking inventories, they're still completely unaware.
Yeah, I think they probably know, because I think if they knew that he didn't have the refresher, I think they would be asking for engage right now, because he just blew a one-man chrono. But looking at them playing defensively, I think they probably have an inkling that Yuko did have the refresher.
Yeah, it's possible.
They've actually find the Wraith King with a hook shot. Do they want to commit more to this? Mr. Feed is posturing aggressively. He isn't afraid with the reincarnation.
Yeah, that's not the hero to move on, to be quite honest. Yeah, you're just going to get your team killed moving on that hero.
It is level 3 reincarnation now as well. It's 40-second cooldown. He does not mind dying.
He's almost level 25, which means that if your team moves on that Wraith King, you're just going to get yourself ravaged, right? If he goes down, he stuns everybody within a massive AoE.
Is this a P-pause? It might be a P-pause. It's becoming about an hour-long game right now.
There's the disconnect. Yeah, the
mouse is not working.
Probably gotta run on over to the old porcelain guys there.
This is iMatster. He is the mid lane from Illinois. He is playing on the MacBook Air, so he is having some I'm sure some gear problems in a late game like this.
Yeah, well, You know, once again, we went over that a little bit earlier, but this guy's playing really, really well considering the equipment that he's playing on.
Yeah. Lowest graphic possible to lowest resolution. That's crazy.
Absolutely absurd. Now, I will maybe take this opportunity to once again, if you are fresh to joining us, or if this is your first time sitting in CSL, thanks for stopping by. These are all collegiate players. They all do full-time school. Some of them are in on scholarships or other sorts of programs, but they all play in, you know, clubs that are sponsored by their schools in some form or another. And they are playing for scholarship money and a trip to a LAN final. We, of course, are indebted to Twitch, who are our sponsors here at CSL. We just want to make sure that we thank them, and go ahead and reach out to Twitch and thank them for supporting collegiate esports. It's not just Dota here. We also do have League of Legends, CSGO, and a handful of other esports as well.
So, have you ever seen the maximum reincarnation raking before?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
the refresher or refresher shard. You played it?
Oh yeah, I haven't played it, but I've had it done to me. Level 25 refresher with refresher shard.
Aegis.
With Aegis.
Yep.
But the Aegis doesn't do the level 25 stun, fortunately. But yeah,
fortunately, yeah.
He just stands there, and 3 times in a row he can ravage your team. Like,
oh,
you know, fortunately,
dead being a commando. Oh, this is the first kill we've seen in a very long time. All right, is this going to open a window to anything? I doubt it, but.
Jakiro's not that important, to be honest.
No.
Jakiro's only important for high ground defense because that macro pyre is just really devastating in a clean gear. Like it, and the fact that he's able to throw an ice path across the entire stairway also makes it very difficult to engage and follow up on his block work.
I'm not sure if they need that buyback, but he buyback just in case.
You know, I think it's better for them to hold on to that buyback because they might need it later. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You actually need Dead to protect high ground, but you don't really need him too much for that Roshan defense.
Well, I will tell you one thing, and that is we were talking about how Illinois does not want this to become a quick 2-0. Well, they got their wish.
Yeah. If this is what they want, if they wanted the late game, they got it. Finally breaking that 60-minute mark here, going to an hour.
They do seem much more comfortable at this stage in the game than at any other stage in the game. Their communication is better. I don't know if they've just warmed up or if it's just that they are more comfortable with stronger heroes.
Yuko's plays has been incredible. He really brought his team back from like nothing.
Yeah, though to be fair, he was the largest part of the reason why he was there, right? That pick did absolutely nothing for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And his team needed to play with from such
They might not know this is going on. Uh-oh. Did they slip up here? Oh no, iMaster's gonna check it. Okay, they see it. Get out. Takes a regen rune. It was close. Very close. They need to get wards on this ASAP.
They also... I cannot believe that they were doing that without a sentry ward right here in the opening. There's multiple invisibility options here. There's a Silver Edge on Faceless Void, and yes, that has been revealed.
And Glimmer Cape on Mr. Feed.
Glimmer Cape as well. Why on earth would you be at Roshan without being able to see if somebody's creeping up on you? Like, if instead of the puck throwing the illusory orb, the Faceless Void had just gone to check, or the Wraith King had gone to check under the Glimmer Cape, and they... Yeah, there had been a sentry up on this hill, but there had been no observer in order to see it. So he could have just come on right down, seen, and that would have been game.
Yuko actually might try to attempt this. I feel like they could take some pokes at this. So Dead is going to start poking at this, but he's going to walk out. I mean, they do have the constant rocket flare, so they won't be able to do this in silence.
I honestly think that if you're Illinois, you're actually not in a hurry here. You get Mr. Feed up to level 25 first, and then you go do that. Because if there's a Roshan fight, you're very, very likely to win it.
Yeah.
But you're much more likely to win the follow-up push if Mr. Feed is level 25. So. Which is in charge. Yeah, in terms of what you do here if you're UT, just stay near this Roche pit, right? You just wait to try and take a fight, to hope that your opponents get themselves into a bad position. Honestly, maybe grab a gem and move out to make sure there's no vision on your side of the map. As it turns out, there isn't, but they don't know that.
I'm surprised they don't have a gem yet. Can put a gem on the Wraith King.
Oh, they do have a gem on the Brewmaster.
Oh, I know about the UT, but over on Illinois side, Brewmaster been holding a gem for a little while, but
Yeah.
still none on the Illinois side, and they do have the money to buy it.
I mean, Faceless Void has 3,900 gold. He's got
Excess.
1,900 surplus.
He's
over
9
beyond.
slotted with
Right,
a
he's
Moon
9
Shard.
slotted. The only thing he can do is trade in his treads for Travs. No, he has level 2 Travs in his goddamn
Oh, he
backpack.
does.
So the only thing he can do is turn in his treads and just put Travs there, but he doesn't want to because he wants the attack speed.
Oh,
yeah.
it will be a snipe. There is not going to be any snipe here. He's just going over to Underlord. Not what I expected. Refresher chart is going over to the puck. Yuko doesn't need it because he has a refresher orb. So not going to be seeing a triple chrono here. Not sure about the Aegis on the Underlord though.
Because who else is going to take it? Mr. Feed already respawns.
Yeah.
Puck has the cheese and is very mobile. The Jakiro doesn't matter. And where's Faceless Void going to put it? He's got more things than he has arms.
Actually, cheese is on the Underlord. They should probably give over the cheese over to the puck.
Oh, yeah. They have cheese on the Underlord, too. Yeah, maybe the Puck should hold on to that cheese instead of... No, there's nowhere for it to go.
Yeah,
So-
there just isn't.
You know, in a perfect world, that Lincoln Sphere would be on Mr. Feed, and then the cheese could go on the Puck.
Oh,
but-
sweet. Baba getting forced into the high ground, but getting forced right back out. Mr. Feet throwing out a stun. They clear a ward, and that's just going to be the end of that. He's going to be able to regen very fast. 54.9 health per second on this Underlord, but they got worried about their base because top lane is having a big group of minions coming in, and these towers don't regen health anymore.
Yeah, but, you know, at the same time...
Oh, they're
If
going,
they
they're going
can-
for
if they can
engage.
break base here,
Maximone is going to get found. Dagon'd up, and he's going to go down immediately. Razor do have a stun for it. The Ice Path is there, and a Pit of Malice followed up, and for 4 staff is going to be able to get him out. Is anyone going to go back to base to defend? They're on the tier 4s now.
Razor maybe should TP in there while he still has all this stolen damage and knock down to tier 4, but it's already too late. If he did that, then he would force a base race. They would maybe get a set of racks and then have to back up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that the Razor would risk dying, but he does have
Mr.
buyback.
Feed gets scythed. He's going to be able to get it. Yeah, he gets out. No problem right now. And there is a TP. He's back to base. And that's going to call to an end to a push that they did lose one tier 4 for just a disruptor. So not the trade they were looking for here.
Yeah, Razor probably should have gone up there and just taken the risk. It would have been a very high risk, high reward play. But since he is sitting on buyback, it at least would have stalled out that push. And probably he would have gotten a good chunk of this tier 4 to apply more pressure later. You know, that said, who else has TPs? You know, Brewmaster has a TP as well. And the Clockwork is here to cancel TPs. Honestly, if they played that right, theoretically, they could have a Razor and a Clock, or a Razor and a Brewmaster with Primal Split in here banging on tier 4s, and they could interrupt the Faceless Void's TP out with Hookshot. If they did that, they win the game. Just straight up right there. So, I don't know. That's the sort of thing that hindsight is 2020 maybe,
Yeah.
but somebody should have been looking at it, at their base and should be watching their base for that opportunity. Because if all they have to do one time is get those 2 heroes in their opponent's base with creeps while Faceless Void can't be there.
Yeah.
And they probably win the game.
And of course, there is the the caster's vision involved as
Right.
well. They don't know where Faceless Void was at that time. They knew he kind of poked his head in and out though. But Yuko was kind of staying invisible mostly, just kind of staying on the side, trying to look for the chrono opportunities. So yeah, the Razor might have been a little bit more hesitant to go for that TP, not knowing exactly where that Faceless Void was.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that does come back to a point that I said earlier. Where's all the vision from Radiant?
Very
Why does
true.
UT not have, like, they could honestly just put wards down like here and here, or up here even better. They don't need like good high ground spots. They can just put down wards very close to their base so that they can see where that Faceless Void is floating around, and they can interrupt TPs if they need to. If they have the prerequisite vision to be able to interrupt TPs, that's their best chance of winning without serious mistakes coming out of IE.
So-
Otherwise, IE just needs to engage in something they can't win, and it's going to be a play error win.
So speaking of selling the Dagon, Clockwork did end up selling the Dagon finally. It looks like he is looking for an E-Blade though. At least it's that disarms the Faceless Void, which is going to come in handy if they can land it.
I think E-Blade's actually a pretty good pick here. At this stage in the game, I don't know that Blade Mail is going to be what it once was.
Yeah.
Because everybody has enough health to kill the Clockwork with Blade Mail up, you know?
Well, here's a question for you. Since you are a veteran and know how backtrack works, can backtrack off Blade Mail damage?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Any
that's
instance
nuts.
of damage can be backtracked. Unless they change it from the way it used to be. I mean, it can literally backtrack off like he's standing in macro pyre and it'll backtrack off like a 2 damage tick. It counts literally everything.
Right.
Everything that's not self-imposed. So it won't backtrack off armlet damage.
Mm.
It won't backtrack off soul ring.
Right.
That sort of stuff. But anything that's from your opponents, as far as I know, is subject to backtrack.
Right. And you won't be able to backtrack health losses then either, right? Like losing strength to Undying Decay, for example.
That's right, because that's not damage, it's
Right.
it's relative HP. So for anybody who doesn't know what we're talking about there, when you lose hit points, or excuse me, when you lose strength, you also lose hit points because your strength determines your max HP pool. But you aren't actually losing HP, you're just retaining the exact percentage of your total HP that you would have had. So, for example, if we dropped Wraith King's strength in half right now, his overall HP would probably drop from about 26,800 to about 1,700, but he wouldn't see that as any damage. He would just have less overall HP.
Yeah, the health bar is
Hopefully
going to
that
look
explanation
exactly the
makes sense.
same, but the actual value would have been dropped to
Right.
half.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the type of talks you get to listen to when the game goes about 70 minutes long.
It's a nice big ice path. Let's take a look at what you get. You know, we haven't really looked at Shakira because we keep saying he doesn't matter, but interestingly, he went for the additional 125 ice path duration. I think that's a very reasonable pick.
Right.
Um,
There's a 5-second stun on the ice path. I'm not sure. I cannot trust these tooltips with talent. Some of them display it, some of them don't. Like we saw with the Razor one there.
yeah, I do think that is
That's the correct value.
rated. I think that's the correct value, but I'll look it up since we've got the time. Let's see. I used to play a lot of Jakiro, but I don't anymore, so I don't remember.
Octarine Core now
that's
on Underlord.
the correct value. So that it is not 5 seconds; it's 3.75
Yeah.
seconds with that talent.
Yeah, 5-second stun sounds a little bit too ridiculous. 3.75 is
Giant
great.
AoE stun that you can put over the path and reach and cross an entire choke point. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Just
Yeah.
sign me up.
Thinking about it now, yeah, no way Ice Frog puts that into the game.
Watch the next patch notes. That's going to be a thing.
Uh-oh. As if we need more Jakiro in these games.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and at this point, there's no impetus for either team to make a move. Is
Yeah.
the problem with this stage in the game.
Roshan in 20 seconds at least.
Yeah, and that's probably what this is going to come down to. Neither team feels absolutely confident that they'll win a fight.
Yeah.
And, you know, I will give it to Illinois. They have shown patience. Like, they are very capable just sitting and waiting in a way that, honestly, UT wasn't. If UT had the patience to just make
Blinken and Dagon top lane.
Yeah.
Just being cheeky. Oh, actually, no, it's not being cheeky. They're actually going in. A lot of Atos being used. Hex as well. Here comes the Dream Coil. He gets pushed out of it. Can they go any higher? Another Dagon being used, but another Force Ab is going to be able to keep himself safe. And that is the most action we've had in the last 10 minutes.
Dream Coil down. I mean, they've got 30 seconds no Dream Coil. Unfortunately, turns out Dream Coil's not actually that important of a spell in these fights. You really have to worry about the Chronosphere. The Dream Coil is very impactful by itself, but you can't fight just because it's down.
Yeah. These heroes are starting to position a lot more aggressively now. Mr. Feed getting his damage stolen, but he just walks out. He has the Tranquil Boots as well to heal himself up.
By the way, a 30k net worth advantage going the way of the Dire side. After this wave.
I mean, they have so much money on the face of the void. He has no idea where to spend it, and he has stopped farming entirely. I think. I mean, where is he gonna spend the money, right? He can buy his team wards and gem. Yeah, you go buy his team a gem, please. Use that money.
He really should. I will say 25,000 of that 30,000 is just sitting unused in inventories.
Yeah.
Some of that is for buybacks, But
Oh, hook
some
shot.
of it-
Jakiro has pushed himself a little bit too far out, but he gets pushed twice, I think, right out of the base. I think he'll be safe, and nobody is going to go in on this, but actually changes his mind. Do not want to get Chronosphere. He gets actually Pillar Malice around the edge, right of Atos as well, but Force Staff is going to get him out, holding that BKB very patiently.
I'm starting to lose my mind here, man. I saw that puck.
Oh,
or
you know
the
what they
puck
should have
orb, and I
done?
thought it was Storm.
You know what they should have done? Suibaba should have taken the other level 25 talent, the 25% Firestorm building damage.
Oh, there you go.
They could have
They
just
have-
sniper like old shrapnel down these towers.
Yeah, and honestly, the plus 0.8 seconds of root doesn't matter because you're winning fights when you get good Chronospheres and you
Yeah.
can lose them without. So it doesn't even really make a difference.
Oh, there's a split being committed. Of course, it is not a long cooldown, actually. What am I saying? He's not even committing anything. It's a 16-second cooldown. And they get a single... I think they got 2 liquid fires on the tower. So, we do have progress here, guys. That tower did lose HP.
This is progress. Very slow, very steady. They're looking to be able to knock down anything and then take shrines, I think. I don't even think these guys are going to go for racks unless they win a fight. They're very fastidious. They take their time. They are considerate of all aspects of this push, and they do need to be.
Yeah.
This would be a major comeback for them.
Oh, Jakiro even has a 250 attack range talent as well, so he could actually snipe down these towers from very long away with the liquid fire.
And he could also buy a hurricane pike and do it from even farther
Yeah.
away. And
Nobody
honestly,
can
I'm
be aggressive.
not entirely sure why he hasn't done that. He's going for an Aeon disc, which I'm not going to lie, I don't think I've ever seen that item purchased because you don't normally get to the point in the game where a support can afford an Aeon disc.
Yeah, I've seen it like a few times on like cores. I think I've seen it on an Ember Spirit who was trying to split push and just didn't want to get blown up. But yeah, I haven't seen any support really get it. Like heroes that you really expected it on, like, you know, Oracle I've never really seen it on, or Dazzle. Those heroes love that item.
I lied. I have seen that item before because I have occasionally built it on techies. Because you suicide in and then the Aeon disactivates if they hit you.
You have revealed yourself as a techie picker to the audience.
Oh, dude, I was in the Dota Buff top 50 techies players.
So you're already on people's lists.
I've got like a 63% win rate.
A hook shot onto mid. That is going to be the Underlord being taken down.
That's big.
That's a that's a
I mean,
kill.
That's something.
120
Roshan's
seconds
gonna
until
be
he comes
up
back up.
Oh my god.
Oh, but
Yeah,
Roshan is up. Uh-oh. Does this mean that Roshan is going to be taken now?
No, I mean, Faceless Void is too much of a threat for them to just move into Roshan, but if they can bait Roshan into a fight and have enough heroes outside of the range of Chronosphere to disable the Void, that is the way that they win this. Otherwise, they're not going to get anything out of this Pit Lord kill. And you got to remember, too, Pit Lord can be there because he does have Dark Rift.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, very
you
good
can
point.
buy back and come in. You have to be aware that Pit Lord is going to be in any fight that you start.
Ooh, double damage on the Faceless Void. This Roshan will go down in no time. I don't use this tab often for casting, but it's the items tab actually coming in pretty handy, checking every one of these guys' items at once.
Yeah, I actually, because I'm not streaming and people won't yell at me, I just keep it up pretty much the whole game. In the side, I find it quite useful. You know, I do the same thing when I spectate, though, in the Dota client. You never know. It's hard to see what everybody's doing when you change. And when you're doing a 76-minute long game, I prefer to do most of my spectating with the arrow keys because my wrist arm gets tired.
Very true. Oh, there's a mango on the ground. Hello.
Oh, well, that's going to win a game.
Yeah,
Careful,
yeah.
it's Monkey
Look at
King.
the dancing around. This is a kind of like demonic ritual they're doing. Trying to summon Ice Frog.
Oh, jeez. A level 1 Monkey King appears, and now they've got 6 heroes.
and then like your eye actually get to control the Monkey King.
Yeah, I'd run them in and feed until we got some action going on here.
You feed though, but like money is at this point doesn't matter at all.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see, who is looking for money? I mean, Razor just finished Dags. I don't know what he's gonna...
I mean, Disruptor is
Like-
still dirt poor.
Sniper could still use
Oh,
Moon.
Chronosphere was used actually in top, trying to find someone in the tree. So, but he does have refresher shard. Did he sell his refresher orb? Is he? Is it?
I think it might be Courier.
Oh,
yeah, see,
you're right. It's in the courier.
Because he's got the refresher shard, so he doesn't need it in his inventory.
Right. Oh, this is a time where, like, you know, that losing, being able to buy additional courier actually does affect the game.
Oh yeah, but I mean, you do have the backpack, so.
That is true.
Yeah, before you could have had a personal courier with an extra 3 items, but you always have an extra, or with an extra 6,
Yeah.
right? But you do always have room for an extra 3, so I think it is a little bit
But
easier.
I want 9.
Yeah. I'm not sure why they don't just sort of refresh.
Hook shot onto Jakiro. Heroic chops again dead. Meeting up again. His familiar faces. But oh, did he overextend here? His friends aren't in just yet. But I Master is committing as well. They don't want to push this without the faces void there. Oh, the Hex though! Cancel Razor's TP. This is a kill they're looking for. Dreamcool being committed as well. BKB used by nobody. Ray King is taking a lot of damage, but he doesn't care. He is Reincarnation. Yuko's trying to get some bashes on, but the bash isn't happening. It's a very fast hero. No bash again. Mr. Fee taking a lot of damage. BKB has worn out, but nobody actually gets out right now. I Master 1 second until Blink actually gets glimpsed back. Oh, Static Storm as well, trying to keep them back, and actually they managed to save nobody. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, the tower's being taken by the Earth Panda. They're trying to chase down the Earth Panda. They want him to pay for it. But meanwhile, tier 4 is also taken by the creeps. They know this is happening. Dead is there, trying to get the attention of the creeps, and now that only has 119 health left. And tier 3, the final tier 3, has been taken, and the illusion room for Brewmaster is not going to be able to take this. It has actually no damage, like 5 damage a hit. But only 90 HP left in this tier 4, so basically no more towers left for Illinois.
Yeah, and that's the sort of play that UT need to make. They need to be distracting. They need to be difficult to kill. And they need to time it in a way that they are able to move a hero in and make something happen. So, you know, if we had seen that back at 55 minutes, this game might be over. But I'm glad to see UT thinking about ways that they can win this game without winning fights, because they don't seem capable of winning a fight. That does not mean the game is over for them.
Yeah. Man, huge amount of space by nobody there. I thought he was definitely going to go down, but somehow he gets out of there alive.
Yeah, I honestly, it's absurd that he didn't die there. That should have been a trade, and that's an enormous problem.
Yeah.
You know, for Dyer, the fact that Illinois was not able to force out a Razor buyback out of that exchange means that they lost pretty much an entire tier 4 and tier 3 for nothing. That is very painful.
So what do you think about this thread still being on void? Some of the people in the chat are saying he should replace that with a blink.
I think a blink would be better than treads here.
Yeah. So also we have a P break coming out.
Okay, so a little bit of the wee. There is no rest for the wicked though, and we shall remain here talking about how Blink Dagger would be better than treads, and the reason for that is if he catches anybody, they're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
Because he's going to stun them. He's got, you know, not only is he attacking so fast that he can basically time lock almost perma-stun, but he also has the mini stuns from Monkey King Bar to keep people more or less still.
Yeah.
If he just initiates on somebody with Blink Dagger, and then he can time walk up to another person, he doesn't need to be running alongside them. Like, he's not going for a jog.
Yeah.
You know? I do think that would be a better call.
Yeah.
And he's got 14,000 net worth. So it's not like it would be hard. Also, not like it would be hard for him to buy wards and sentries and a gem and smoke of deceit and whatever else, you know, his team needs. Honestly, there should be no support items at all available in the shop. And if there are, he's doing something wrong.
Also, Cheesehead wants to make sure you guys know about our Twitter as well. You can follow, you know, C Star League at C Star League on Twitter, and also Collegiate Dota. My script says Collegiate CSGO. That's not what it's supposed to be. At Collegiate Dota on Twitter as well.
You can also follow Collegiate CSGO.
You can if you like that game.
The guys over there do a bang up job.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
do.
I mean? Like every cast over there is really fun. I don't even like. I'm going to get in trouble because the company that I work at is really into CSGO. We own the CSGO team. I'm not that into CSGO. I really like the Collegiate CSGO though. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You guys should check it out. Even if you're not that into CSGO, you know, diversify, see what's out there.
Hey.
But thank you for joining the Dota cast with us though. We really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, shout out to people who's been in here since the game has started.
Yeah, really.
It's a long time.
I can't imagine how many pee breaks you guys have had to take. Well, so this game, between lobby, draft, pee breaks, and actual game time, we're probably pushing about an hour and 40 minutes now. If you factor all of those things in. So also shout out to the writers over at CSL who have to watch this game and break it down to make sure they understand what happened, and the people who have to cut it up into highlights and stuff for the Twitches. Have fun, y'all.
I mean, if they can take my advice, don't worry about everything that happens after 15 minutes until the game ends, because nothing actually happens between those 2 times.
Yeah, pretty much it's like 35 minutes. That's when the throw starts to happen. I think, if I recall correctly, though everything's blending together a little bit. Yeah, I would say around 35 minutes you start to see the throw. Around 40 minutes you see very like obvious this game could swing back.
Oh, and there's a smoke though. There's a smoke. Yuko is looking for victims. Oh, Blinken and Hex over onto the Brewmaster. Can they kill him before he can split? No, he will split up. Right now, the Chronosphere is going to be in the backline. They do find the sniper, but a E-Blade is going to save him for now. Actually, he's going to be able to get out. Yuko, no, he backtracks forward and going to be able to find that kill. Now Yuko is taking a lot of damage. He has no Aegis, remember. Your Aegis, I believe, is on Puck right now. Mr. Feet is going to die for the second time here. Throws out a stun before it goes down, but he has the Egg and Scepter to try to stay alive for just a little longer. The Aegis is going to be popped. Actually, no, that is just the Egg and Scepter from Raking that's going to be popped, and he's going to be popped after that expires, I believe. No, actually, he has no Aegis. Where is the Aegis? Oh, Jakiro also goes down as well. What is going on? So Yuko gets a second Chronosphere up. He finds 2 kills. He's going to buy the third one. Yuko's saying he's so dead for the sniper. The sniper hurts so much. Now the sniper is trying to chase him down, but they actually cannot find any more here. TP in from the Puck as well. I believe there was a buyback expended there over onto Sniper and the Clockwork as well. Sniper, now the Raking using the buyback as well. Dark Rift is going to be able to send the Underlord back to base.
Dire Ancient during that goes down to about 50% health, and now they are being charged. Nobody trying to chip away on the ranged barracks and just force them to respond, knowing that if they don't respond to their Ancient, they're going to lose it.
Yeah. Man, that E-Blade just did some work there. So saving that sniper for like a long enough time to just distract that the Faceless Void. Now nobody's taking a huge amount of damage to a Dagon. He's going to be able to take him down. He is super tanky. Hook shot in though from Erotic. Chopstick is going to be able to save him for a little while, but they're going to be able to find the Razor finally. And then also the Clockwork as well. Razor is forced to buy back. Now in the backline, Yuko actually finds Nona 2018 with that Chronosphere. Razor now being stunned up. Can they find any more time locks here? But in the base right now, there is the Earth Panda who wants to take this down, but this probably won't work. Razor being chased down. He is hexed up. Do they have enough damage to take him down? But in base still, they have the Earth Panda still standing with the Demolish up, and the Wind Panda is still there as well. This Ancient still at about 1000 HP left. Lucas blinks out. Can they find the stun? No, they actually, they will be able to find the Rod of Atos there to keep him there for a while. Ice Pad is going to be keeping him there as well. Yuko coming in with the damage. He will be able to land the last hit.
Wow, 1 second away from having Primal split back up. He does have buyback, fortunately. They absolutely need him to. I don't necessarily know that Dire can afford to push out on this because they don't know how many buybacks are available. Like, they know the Sniper doesn't have it. I don't know if
there's no way they were counting during that fight. Yeah,
they probably saw that the Clockwork fought back there because it was very recent. But Brewmaster definitely does, and they know it. And if the Void dies, they lose.
Yeah,
right?
Void does have buyback though. Void is the only one over in Illinois who has a buyback, and he has a boost of travel, so he can't join the fight. Oh, there you go, jumping in, disrupt the thing, huge amount of damage. Can they find this pick off? No, he's gonna get out of there safe. Yuko now doing damage to the tower. This is going to be taken out really fast. 40 seconds still until Sniper's up, and UT Austin do not want to fight without Sniper. These racks are just made out of butter against Yuko's hammer right now. They're going for tier 4s right away. Soibaba Dark Rifts in. They won't be able to use that as escape. They find the Razor. Can they keep him controlled long enough to be able to take this? There is a face of void. Does get stunned up by the pandas, but now the chronosphere is going to be there. They find the disruptor. Can they find the Razor? Razor taking a huge amount of damage. Razor is going to go down. Buyback from disruptor. Sniper is coming up in 8 seconds. They might even want to get out before the sniper is here. The chronosphere still on cooldown. There's no way they will take down the sniper without the chronosphere. Now Ray King being stunned up. Sniper is in action now. He's coming out with the Shadow Blade, but Illinois know this, so they're backing up. The Ray King is going to be their sacrifice for this, and of course also the Underlord being taken down. Can I Master get out of it? The big crit from Lucas is going to do a lot of damage. If I Master does get the illusory orb out, he has Blink Dagger in 1 second. He will be able to get away from Heroic Chops. He did use the hook shot. He has 1 more second until the hook shot, and he won't be able to get that puck. So 2 down for Illinois and 1 down right now for UT Austin.
Yeah, UT played that right. When you're in that position, you just give them whatever you want. You know, it's like a man pulls a gun on you on the street. You don't be a hero. You just say, "Here's my wallet. Please don't kill me." Right? It's just money, and that's just a mid barracks. It doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that mid barracks, they're not going to miss it one way or another. They already have super creeps in that lane for melees, which is all that really matters. The lane's not going to be super pushed against them, and they still have 2 lanes. So, you know, they put up their hands. They said, take what you want. They waited for the sniper to come back up. A lot of teams would not have had the discipline to do that. A lot of teams would have tried to fight that 3-on-5, or would, like the Razor would have gone in and done something cute and then gotten himself killed. And
Lucas blinks and splits. Is it just to tease him, or are they going to just send it in to take the rack? Oh, come on, guys. You got to defend this. You got to attack this. I guess he's afraid of being initiated on. He still has a BKB though, but are they just going to give these racks away? Oh no, you can't give this one away. This is ancient. You lose a game if you lose this.
He's actually making a mistake here. He shouldn't be going for the ancient because it auto heals.
Lucas is going to blink out. Oh, that was a weird play. They just take a racks free.
Yeah, they can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
Is the problem. Like, what do? They can't kill those things fast enough. And that's a ranged barrack, so it does not get health back.
Oh, they actually find Lucas, but oh, the face of the void isn't there. That's the one they need to keep him locked him down long enough, and here comes the split. Oh, I think Yuko is looking for sniper in the back lines. He has done it consistently so far. Yuko is just going to find the clockwork. No Nut is actually under the guise of the Shadow Blade. Finally, the Rax falls, and that is now the Mega Creeps online, which doesn't matter too much in this phase of the game, but it does put additional pressure for Illinois to keep their lanes pushed out.
So Megas makes a big difference in one specific way, and that is that Jakiro's AoE is no longer going to be enough to save the Ancient. The only reason they didn't lose earlier is because Jakiro was left alone battling a wave of super creeps.
Right.
Mega creeps Jakiro is not going to live if he does that, and he doesn't do enough AoE damage to knock them down before he goes back to the mountain. So that means that Jakiro is no longer going to be able to be your Ancient defender. You're going to need somebody with AoE. Wraith King probably just needs to sell something right now and buy a Maelstrom, or at least a Maelstrom. If not, try to work it into a Mjolnir. Baseless Void does already have the Battle Fury, so it's not that big of a deal for him. But you don't want him to be the guy who's defending your throne, because then you're not winning fights.
So also another thing is they should have more sentries in their base and more wards at all. Right now Illinois having no sentries at all in their base, and Faceless Void has more money he can spend. 20k gold in his pockets. Buy some sentries for your team, man.
Yeah, I mean, half this game is them standing around doing nothing. It's not like
they're going to find the Razor right outside the Roshan pit. This actually is a kill that is going to be able to let them find this Roshan. Actually, Yuko pops his BKB. He wants more. Can he find the Chronosphere? They would love to find the sniper. But meanwhile, in base, Lucas goes in invisible. They have no wards here. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage to this Ancient. And also, Sniper is TPing in as well. They need to face this Void here ASAP. If they can actually find the Sniper kill, it'll be huge. Sniper taking a lot of damage. BKB is finally popped. The Faceless Void is coming in with the boost of travels. Can they find the stun? Can they find the stun? Yuko, you should be time locking the Sniper. Actually, they don't need it for now. Defaulting Necro Creeps are coming in for a Disruptor. They're going to do a lot of damage. There is a Chronosphere finally being committed over onto Brewmaster. Is being taken down. Ancient, it looks like it's going to be fine. No Fortify though. Erotic Champion now is the one that's going to try taking this down. But Yuko is here with the time lock, and that is actually going to be the game. They go all in on trying to backdoor this Ancient, but it's not going to pay off.
Necessarily game. They still have to push out lanes just to get to their opponent's ancient.
Oh, that's very true.
Seconds, and Razor's up in 30 seconds. And also, let's say, for example, you leave the Faceless Void back in your base to make sure you don't get backdoored while you're trying to push out one lane, which is presumably what? No, they're leaving 2 of these heroes back in base. Okay, so Jakiro and Underlord. So you're presumably going to TP Jakiro and Underlord in.
Oh, it's double damage for the Faceless Void.
Right, but one of those guys is just going to get glimpsed back to base the second they TP in. So at most, this push is going to have 4 people.
Yeah.
At absolute most. And you've got only 30 seconds before the sniper's back up, and then it's a 4-on-4.
Yeah, you're right.
So I don't know that this is really the push for them. Also, Faceless Void does not have Refresher on him, so he's got only 1 Chronosphere, and if he screws it up, this game is over.
All right, they won't find a Disruptor. This will be a decent kill. There is a Dream Coil coming as well. Oh, he pops his own Necro Book. They actually find a Refresher Dagon for that matter, and now the DD for Yuko is going to cut down this Radiant Ancient. Sniper is up, but I don't think he has enough to take this down. No, what? No!
This is
Razor TP'd in!
That's why I was saying this was a terrible idea. They could not go for that because they could not both defend their base and push out at the same time. They just couldn't do it.
Oh my god.
You know, after all of that time, after everything we just watched and all the patience that took from Illinois, they got impatient. After 91 minutes of play, they did not have it in them anymore. And if they had been patient, they still could have come back from those megas.
That is
they chose
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Hour and 30-minute comeback. You lose to just one mistake. Oh my god. Do you think they should have been more aggressive, Illinois? Do you think they should have pushed the pace when they had the advantage they had with all these Aegis and the Refresher Orbs? Or do you think...
Yeah, at that point in time, yes. But at the end of the game there, like within the last 10 minutes, what happened there? I think they should have waited for their opponents to come to them.
Because they lost the slow battle of attrition with Lucas constantly taking the racks and eventually taking the megas, and that's kind of what opened up that base. As you said, the mega creeps really didn't matter there because that Jakiro could not defend the base anymore, and that meant there was a TP target for nobody to actually finish the game with.
Exactly, yeah, and that would not have happened if the megas weren't there. It took a while for Team Texas to really get in their heads that, yeah, we do have the ability to do this safely because of the Brewmaster ultimate. We can just leave, like, they honestly could have been doing that the whole game, is just have Brewmaster ulti, run in 2 of the 3 spirits, run 1 spirit away, he respawns on the other side of the map. They can't kill it, they can't stop it. I'm very surprised it took them that long to really start doing the rat, but once they did, I don't know that there was a good response to it. The only real response was wait until you get a good moment and hope that it's soon, and they didn't get it, and I think they probably should have waited through 1 more burst to see if they could get the sniper at the same time as the Razor instead of offset the way that it was.
Right. Oh man, I think that's probably the longest CSL game I casted. I think I had like 1 minute and like 1 hour and 15 minutes, but that was 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Welcome to the 90-minute club, my friend. There's going to be more where that came from because CSL is full of throws.
Yeah, and I mean, like, this was just a throw back and forth. That's crazy.
Yeah. But, I mean, we are wrapping up because that is a 2-0 win here for UT Austin. We really appreciate you guys sticking through it with us. It was a fun game. Kind of edge of your seat. We do have another series coming up tonight, I believe, in probably just about 20 minutes because this series ran so long. So
this was
sure
2 games, and it lasted so long. It wasn't even a 3-game series.
Can you imagine if it went to game 3? We'd be running into the other broadcasting slot. So, but yeah, you know, thanks for having me, Golgi. I know that I've been gone for a while. I think this is the first time you and I have been able to cast together, but I had a good time, and I hope everybody had a good time watching.
Yeah, thank you very much. And if you guys want to follow Gorgon over on Twitter, you can follow him. I mean, you can see it right under his beautiful face there at the Wonder Cow. And if you guys want to follow me, you can follow me at JTGolgiapp. And if you guys want to see us on Discord, you can type exclamation on Discord in chat, and we'll link you that there. On Twitter, CS Star League, and College at Dota. Over on Facebook at CS Star League as well. And of course, big thank you to Twitch As always, nothing but gratitude for the largest streaming platform in gaming to support Collegiate Esports, from PAX East to West, and many more events. The CSL wouldn't be what it is without the help from them. So be sure to look out for Collegiate to get involved with Twitch in the near future and show some support on their Twitter at /Twitch, and also on Facebook as well on /Twitch. And hope you guys stick around, because we have Wiverex and Carlton going on to cast the next series. I'm not sure if we found the game for it. We had a little bit of struggle, but I think they did. So yeah, make sure to stick around. That's going to be in 20 minutes.
Cool, guys. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.